Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are in my bathroom today because we are doing my fall/winter foundation routine, and as you can see, this is the completed look with everything done. And like, doesn't my skin look so good? I am obsessed with this routine and these products. The best part is basically all of these products are like drugstore and very, very affordable, very accessible. It's all linked down below in the description box if you want to check any of it out. So I'm going to show you guys all the products and kind of like demo them and apply them. I show you a brand new makeup sponge that I've never used before. It's like one of those fuzzy microfiber sponges. It's crazy. I've never tried one of those before, but you can see my first impressions on that. And of course, I've used all the other products a ton, and I know and love them, and I think that you guys will too. So if you would like to see my full coverage, kind of dewy, amazing, affordable fall and winter foundation routine, and then just keep watching. Okay guys, so we are going to get started putting my makeup on. I'm gonna start with this Touch in Sol Pretty Filter Glassy Skin Balm. I love the packaging of this. I just think it's like so cute. It's just kind of like a little tub of products, but I think it's so cute, and I really like this because this honestly doubles for me as a moisturizer. Also, excuse all the band-aids on this hand. I burned this finger, like burned it severely, so I have a band-aid on that, and then this finger, as you can tell, it's the only one with a acrylic nail on it. I jammed it and the nail is going to fall off. Not to gross you out, but the nail is definitely going to fall off any day now. Like, the nail bends all the way back, so the nail is going to fall off any day now. So I apologize for all the bandages, but it's what we have to do. At least they're cute, right? So I really like this primer because it's literally a moisturizer. Like, it is so hydrating, and obviously, as you can see, and kind of like it says, it just like gives you a really nice glowy dewy base for your foundation, which I really need in the winter and fall because my skin gets like really dry and dull, and I'm not tan anymore, so it's just kind of like pale and flat. And so the foundation that I'm going to be using today that I've been really loving is the Revolution, Makeup Revolution, I know they changed their name now, the Conceal and Hydrate Radiance Foundation. So I'm going to be using this foundation. I am using the shade F7. I kind of wish I had a little bit of a lighter shade. F7 is a little bit dark for me, but I could probably use like F6 or F5. It has a pump, which is really nice. The coverage is so nice. It does claim to have medium to full coverage, and it's like a more radiant formula with hyaluronic acid. So kind of like I said before, I use this primer for all the radiance and hydrating qualities that it can give me, and then this foundation kind of does the same thing. So that is why I use this product, and I wanted to talk to y'all about the sponge that I'm going to be using to apply it. So it looks like this, and I guess it kind of probably looks like your average sponge, but this is actually a microfiber sponge. So it's one of those kind of like furry, like really soft sponges. So I've never tried one of these. I also just really love the shape of this. Like, I love that you have the flat side, a round side, a pointed side, and like a slanted side, because I know everyone uses it differently. I typically use like this or this, and then I love using like the pointed side for under the eyes. I don't typically use a rounded side, but I know a lot of like beauty blender lovers will use the rounded side. I feel like it has the shape and size for everybody, and it's from the brand In Stylish. And they actually sent this over to me, so thank you so much to In Stylish for sending this to me. I am so excited. They call this their Not So Basic Microfiber Sponge. It comes in a 2-pack, which is why I have both of them. It's usually $12.99, but right now it's on sale for $9.99. So like I said, it comes in a 2-pack. This is a dry one, and this is the one that's wet. So as you can see, it does definitely get a little bit bigger, like not crazy big, but it definitely gets bigger in size. This one's like a little bit dense right now, but this one's like super squishy and soft. And that microfiber like feeling is so crazy. It honestly almost feels dry in a way, which is weird. Like, I obviously know it's wet, and you can tell that it's wet just because it got so much bigger, and I obviously put water on it, but it doesn't feel wet. Like, when I'm squeezing this, like, it doesn't feel like there's any moisture on my hands. It's the craziest texture. I literally don't know how to explain it. So I'm super excited to see how these work together and test this sponge out. I'm literally so amazed. So let's get to applying. So I typically like to just apply the foundation just around my face first, just so I can kind of control how much product I'm using. I think on one side I'm going to use the slanted edge, and then the other side I'm going to use the flat edge, just to like see if I have a preference. So let's start off by talking about, first of all, how dewy my skin looks. You see how just like radiant it looks? Like that's what I'm talking about. And it just looks so incredibly smooth. I'm hoping y'all will be able to tell just how like smooth my skin looks. Obviously I have like a little bit of texture over here, but my skin looks so like hydrated and smooth and like flawless. And obviously that's what I love about this foundation so much. It literally like has such incredible coverage. Like I said, it claims to be medium to full. I would say right now I honestly have full coverage, which is crazy because I use a sponge, and y'all know like typically a sponge will shear out your foundation a little bit and give you a little bit less coverage. But I feel like I have just as much coverage right now as I typically have with a brush. But it just looks so flawless and so hydrated and so healthy. This is why I'm so obsessed with this foundation. Seriously, it is so nice and it does not break me out, which is obviously a huge plus. This sponge also is so crazy. It didn't seem to really soak up too much product. As I was like blending it, I didn't really feel like it was absorbing a lot of product. It just kind of applied it like so smooth and flawlessly. I feel like the like furriness in the material obviously just like makes it so comfy to like hold and use. So I was just reading the description online because I was like, this is so insane. And it does say that it has dual layers so that there's like a barrier which allows the product to sit on top of the sponge rather than like stick to and sink into the sponge. So like that totally makes sense. And obviously it's like totally streak free as well. Like it wasn't creating any weird patches or any weird like texture. You know how sometimes like a sponge will leave a little bit of texture, a little bit of streaking. It didn't do that at all either, which is so crazy. I feel like this like solves a lot of problems that you may have with a lot of different sponges because it's just like so different. And I love both sides. I honestly don't really feel like I notice much of a difference. Like tell me this base doesn't look amazing. Like this is why y'all need this foundation. This like is a really good like duo. I'm just obsessed with this. So next I'm just going to do a little bit of concealing. I'm going to use my Milani Conceal and Perfect. Wait, that's so funny. This is Conceal and Hydrate, and this is Conceal and Perfect. So I'm using a lot of conceal and products today, but I absolutely love this Milani concealer. This was actually sent to me by Milani as well, and I have absolutely fallen in love with it. It's like such incredible coverage. Like I literally use the tiniest bit because such a small bit goes such a long way. I honestly don't really need to spot conceal almost at all, which is the best part about this foundation because it covers just the right amount where you can get away without spot concealing because my skin's at full coverage. This concealer has such incredible coverage. As you can see, I can use the same color, which is 125 Light Natural. I can use it for my face and for spot concealing, mainly because I'm not the kind of person that likes a super highlighted under eye. Also, you obviously could use this sponge to blend out your concealer, but I don't typically like blending concealer with a sponge. I really just like using my finger because I feel like I can just warm up the product a little bit and really like melt it into the skin that way. But see what I mean? Like I use the tiniest amount and it's definitely obviously a little bit brightened, but super concealed. And this is a very like hydrating formula as well, so it doesn't make your eyes look all cakey and dry underneath. I feel like one of the products that really like locks in how good this foundation routine is, obviously the other two that I've already showed you are incredible, and like you can already tell I have such a flawless and radiant base on. If you don't set your foundation, you can totally stop here. However, this definitely is super tacky, so I do advise setting it, and I always set my foundation literally no matter what. And I've been loving the JCat Aquassurance. This is technically like a powder foundation. It's called a compact foundation, so I'm sure you probably could use this just as a powder foundation. I'm not really a powder foundation girl, and I like more coverage than that. But this is such an incredible product. I have the shade Ivory. It's just such like a creamy, smooth, like buttery powder, and that's how it translates onto the skin. No matter what foundation you use, even if you don't use these, I feel like topping it off with this powder just creates such an incredible like finish to your skin. I love it. It doesn't take away too much of the dewiness. I'm also going to use this under my eyes as well because like I said, I don't really like too much of like an overly highlighted under eye look. So I'm just using a little bit of a smaller brush just to set my concealer. So now my whole face is set, and do you see what I mean? How you can still see that like dewy glow. This is the perfect happy medium because my face is set and it looks so smooth and nice, but I also still have my glow. Keep in mind, I always get creasing on my forehead. I literally cannot do anything about that ever, no matter what products I'm using. So don't really mind that. And I also feel like my pores, I definitely have like this one huge pore right here, but I feel like my pores look pretty okay with this combination of products as well. This was already pretty full coverage, but obviously if it wasn't, you'd be able to tell a little bit more the amount of coverage that this adds. It adds a little bit of color also to kind of like even everything out, and it also helps to like lighten this a little bit because like I said, this is a tiny bit dark. I feel like it looks like I have like a filter on my skin right now. So this is like the dream team right here. I highly recommend them. I'm just gonna quick go finish the rest of my makeup and then I'll be right back to finish up this video. Okay, so I have gotten myself together. I'm wearing contacts today, so I always feel like a different woman when I wear contacts because I usually don't. But this is what my skin looks like. I just love like everything blends so well and it just stays looking so flawless, like no matter what you put on your skin, because this base is so solid. So this is definitely like my go-to foundation routine, at least right now. I think if you have even like normal to dry skin, and honestly even oily skin, I think you could definitely make these products work because that powder definitely helps control oil. When I do get oily, it doesn't get out of control. So I think that these products would work for everybody. They're so affordable, they're all drugstore, they're all so accessible, and they're all linked down below for you, so they're super easy to check out and shop if you're interested. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you would like, subscribe. We would love to have you. We have so much fun here, and until next time, I will see y'all in our next video. Bye guys.